Hey Slims. Today I'm going to be reviewing unpopular opinions from good old Reddit. I tried to find some interesting ones that weren't too popular. This won't be too long, but let's get started. I don't like Euphoria by Jungkook. I don't think I've ever heard someone say they don't like this. I don't listen to the song at all, but I love the feeling it gave me when I did play it. Not to mention Jungkook's heavenly voice. His vocals really make the song. But it isn't really far-fetched that this song was originally meant for Justin Bieber. SM's music feels overproduced. Well, it is. I mean, didn't like 40 producers work on NCT's Punch? It's not a bad thing to me. Sure, the songs do have a kind of finish to them, but I happen to enjoy their songs because they're super layered and there are always so much to unpack. Especially the background vocals. Jihyun had no business in Make-A-Wish. No. Literally no. The only member I was iffy about was Jaemin, but now I love his parts. I personally think everyone in the lineup was perfect for this song. I'm literally obsessed. Ice Cream is Blackpink's best choreo. I can't believe I'm saying this, but I agree. It's definitely not their most iconic choreo. That goes to T4. But the Ice Cream dance has interesting formations and is engaging to watch. And also a lot of fun. Sure, Blackpink's choreos are fun for the most part, but they end up boring so quick. Not only has this song grown on me, but I've grown a liking to the dance. Idols need to stop apologizing for quote-unquote scandals. I know that as an American there are some things in this industry that I don't understand, but hey, it's a different culture, and while I don't always agree with everything, I try not to get too caught up in my feelings. Even though I understand why dating bans exist, I still think it's denying a human right. But hey, it is what it is. All we can do as fans is support our faves and hope that things change in the industry. Blaming fans when a song doesn't do well is dumb. Exactly. Like, why are people in my fandom telling me that my faves didn't get a win because I didn't stream enough? No, sees the song didn't do well because the audience wasn't feeling it. I'm not obligated to buy or stream anything, thank you. Next. NCT Mark equals Tom Holland. I would have laughed at this before, but the accuracy doesn't lie. Blackpink wouldn't be as viral if they had more comebacks in a year. I've been saying this for a while now. People already complain about how generic their music is, and it doesn't help that it takes them a whole year to deliver music and content. If they released music as often as the other groups from the big three, they might still go viral on TikTok, but they would not be as famous as they are in the West. YG's starvation method is cruel, but it works every time. This is coming from a person that enjoys their music, so the Blinks running the comments with vengeance shouldn't waste their time going off on me in the comments. We all know it's true. No shade, just cold tea. Just because Lucas didn't audition to be a rapper doesn't mean he gets a pass to be mediocre. He may have killer looks and an attractive voice, but he is still average in terms of rapping. I know I said before that he was just a visual who was put into a rapper position, and I still stand by that, but in a recent NCT Daily video he said he actually auditioned to be a singer. I had no idea. He even showed off a tiny bit of his vocals and that made me curious. I don't think SM will easily let us hear his vocals though. Jin's voice sometimes ruins BTS's songs for me. You said it. Not me. LOL. Kick It is better than all of Blackpink's songs on the album. Big fat disagree. I do like Kick It, but it has to be a mood to listen to it. I happen to really enjoy the songs on the album, thanks. Even if idols are born in the West, they shouldn't be held to a higher standard most of the time. While I do think idols that are born in the West should know better about racial issues, there can be certain exceptions. This person is saying that being born abroad doesn't automatically make you woke about issues, because training starts at a young age. They are taught differently and may not value the same beliefs and ideologies that we do in the West. So while they might still have some knowledge about appropriation or racial slurs, the issue may not be fully understood or comprehended. I'm not at all saying to not hold your faves accountable, but this person does have a point. Jennie focusing on singing was one of the best decisions. I agree with this. Since I first discovered the group, I always preferred her singing. I don't think she's as great as a rapper as everyone says she is. And we have heard her rap. She can rap pretty well, but I think YG more than likely put her in the main rapper position because she was purposefully modeled after CL, and she definitely has that YG style in her voice. Just some theories. But I like her more as a vocalist because she's shown how good and diverse her voice is, and she seems to be happier singing than rapping. I think it's fine, as long as she still raps now and then so she can at least use the position that was given to her. Some K-pop choreo is just arm movements and can look silly. Oh my god, my sister pointed this out the other day and I couldn't even disagree. Sometimes dances are made to look intricate, but when you really strip it down, all it really is just arm flapping and quick position changes. Not saying any group's names, but I think we all know that sometimes choreos aren't as great as they are made out to be. I hate when idols make animal sounds in songs. Okay, but did you hear Taeyoung's growl and tiger inside? Oop. Most aces really aren't that well rounded. Absolutely agree. It had to be said. Fans like to over-exaggerate some people's talent and sometimes it's annoying. On the average, most member in a group only excel in one thing. Maybe two, but that's not easy to find. But an entire group can't be all-rounded. Sorry to say, but there's always a few people that are not as talented as the rest. That's fine if the group is well balanced, but sometimes the lack of talent is more noticeable in certain groups. Just because you throw in the strongest trainees in one group does not make them a good group. While the headline says popular, it isn't for me. This person says that Big Bang and EXO don't have the kind of relationships you see from other groups, but when brought together, each of the members bring a certain energy to the group. Well, for one, we can't dictate how close a group is based on music and variety shows. That's when idols are being watched and under a professional light, so they won't always be the most authentic. Some idols don't mind showing how close they are with their members, but some are more reserved and prefer to show that behind closed doors, which is fine. BTS arguably isn't the most talented group, but their undeniable chemistry is there. They are brothers, and they don't just say that for giggles and applause. They are truly family. Just throwing together the most talented or best looking trainees into a group with payoff critically, but their dynamics will be criticized, especially by international fans. Is it just me, or Koreans don't really care about group dynamics? It seems like they just prioritize looks and talent alone. Photo books and photo cards in albums are useless. I'm not going to tell you what to do with your money, but I'm not fully agreeing. I mean, for the most part they are. LMAO. My cynical self would say they are just glorified overpriced magazines with printed selfie squares and puts more money into the pockets of shitty companies. But at the same time, I like them. It's a way to support my faves, since I can't SE them or ever attend their concerts. But normally I don't buy the album unless I like the concept and most of the songs. Otherwise the international shipping ain't worth it. Wealth plays a bigger part in selecting trainees. I agree. I didn't realize how much third generation idols came from wealthy backgrounds until I looked it up. A lot of them had the right connections, so they're an advantage for getting into the final lineup for the group. I'm willing to use an example in order to get dragged. Jennie's mom is a director at CJ&M Entertainment, which is owned by Mnet, and she was able to debut under one of the top 3 entertainment companies in Korea. Before you start in the comments, I'm not at all saying that she doesn't deserve her spot in Blackpink. She absolutely does, and there's no question about that. But I'm sure that being the daughter of a director at one of Korea's biggest corporations gave her a hand up over some of the trainees. This doesn't mean that other trainees didn't get a chance. I'm just saying that rich idols and trainees have a better one. BTS wouldn't be as big as they are now if One Direction didn't disband too quickly. In case you didn't read the rest, this person is basically arguing that BTS got big because they happened to be in the right place at the right time, and K-pop's popularity was starting to grow in the West. If I'm being honest, I think it's a combination of things. Yes, it was the right time and the right place, and I do agree with what the person said about people needing to fill that spot for a boy band to obsess over. However, I think there are 2 other factors. One is marketing. It's almost like they were everywhere without actually being everywhere. Big Hit didn't force their group onto the West, so their success happened organically. Like seriously, other companies would take notes. The second factor is the messages in their music. Say what you will about their music, but the Love Yourself series was revolutionary for a lot of people, and even as an ex-army I can admit that their music is uplifting and inspiring and promotes all sorts of positive things. Not to mention the relatability. A lot of people just resonated with their music, and it was genuine, because they weren't purposefully trying to appeal to America. I'm throwing shade at you, SM. You don't need to sing live to have a great performance. I agree to an extent. Singing live used to be a must for most K-pop groups in the beginning, but nowadays 4th gen is more about the dance aspect and vocals are an afterthought. But haven't we seen examples before that even with a difficult choreo, a group is fully capable of singing live? It all comes down to training. But most idols are taught to strain through and to use unhealthy techniques that will damage their vocals in the long run. Yes, they are only human, but I don't think it's harsh to say that if you can't sing live, then what was the point of all that training? Stage outfits don't need to be pretty, they just need to fit the concept. As long as they're not wearing bed sheets, anything is fine. But apparently the stylists can't do that, and it's honestly tragic. Alright, that's it for now. I hope I found some interesting opinions, cause I don't want to be repetitive. I'll be back soon. But in the meantime, you can like, subscribe and watch my other vids. Bye Slims.